All right. Dookie. I'll go ahead and get started. Find a comfy seated position. Find a place you can just take a minute to slow down that body, that mind, that breath. Just close your eyes and try and bring a little focus into our morning, a little focus to our practice. If you're having a hard time trying to focus, try and focus on that breath, breathing in through the nose, back out through the nose. And then next, try and focus on slowing down that breath. Each breath a little longer, each breath a little deeper. And if you find that mind drifting and tiptoeing away, you can always bring yourself back to your breath, back to your breathing. Next time you inhale, lifting up all the way through the top of the head. As you exhale, drop that chin to your chest and then just begin rocking that head out side to side, right, left, right, half neck circles. And when you're ready to take that right ear over to the right shoulder, hold it here. Pressing that left shoulder down and away. If you'd like, taking that left hand down beside you and walking those fingertips away, creating a little more space from the side of the neck. If you've taken that left hand down, bring it back, relaxing that left shoulder. Rock that head a couple times, right, left, right. And when you're ready, take that right ear over to the right shoulder. Press that left shoulder down away. And again, too, if you'd like, take fingers down, walk them away. And then bringing that hand back in, relaxing that shoulder. And again, a couple more times, just rocking that head out side to side, right, left, right. And then bringing that chin towards your chest. And then as we inhale, lifting that chin up off that chest. And then sitting up nice and tall, you can open up those eyes, inhaling those arms up and exhaling and folding forward. Seated forward fold, head, chest, and body coming as far forward as that body will allow. Knees opening up out to the side, hips opening up. And just take a couple breaths right here. And then from here, nice deep breath, inhale, lift that head up, lift that chest up. Let's bring it up. And then from here, let's come up onto our hands and our knees. Couple cat cows, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Rounding that back into cat, tucking that tailbone under, drawing that chin in, and pulling that belly button all the way up in towards your spine. And then making your way into cow, lifting that tailbone up behind you. And now squeezing the shoulder blades together, taking that gaze forward. Inhale, exhale, round reverse, cat and cow. Stretch that back, stretch that spine. And then from here, we're going to make our way to a neutral spine, or whatever a flat back would be for you. We're going to scoot the hands just a little bit further in front. As we're going to sit back into a child's pose, we're going to sit to the right, though, and sit to the left, and take ourselves into a circle. So circling those hips, pushing back, sitting back to the right, pushing the hips over to the left, and then coming forward. And as you're coming forward, bringing that body weight up over those arms and maybe in front of the arms, stretching those hips, taking those circles one way. Once you get your self back to the front, just start those circles the opposite direction. So then circling the other way. And then just one more time. And then we're going to bring it to the center. And then from here, we're just going to walk ourselves down onto our forearms into a plank on our forearms. We're just coming here, take it into a plank. And then from here, just curl your toes and lift your knees up off the ground. So we're on our forearms, forearm plank. And then coming back to your knees, release the feet. Pull the belly in, just warming up that core, curl your toes, lift your knees, forearm plank and hold. Coming back to your knees, release. Still keeping a plank though, keeping that belly nice and tight. And one more time up onto those toes. Come and hold. And then coming to your knees and sit back into a child's pose. Standing back, forehead down, arms extending in front. Feet together, knees apart, maybe hip distance or a little more. Reaching the arms forward, stretching through the back. And then from here, we're going to make our way into a downward facing dog. Curl your toes, lift your hips, and push back into those heels. So coming into a down dog, holding it here. Taking a few breaths. And then from here, we're going to angle forward and come to a plank. So we're going to bring those hips forward, bring them onto a plank on those hands, resting on those toes. And then again, we're going to come to our knees to that plank, but on our knees. Again, belly nice and tight, hands underneath the shoulders, and then just curl the toes, lift your knees up, come back into that full plank. Once again, come to those knees, modified plank, but still engaging that core, belly holding nice and tight. Again, curl your toes, lift your knees, hold. One more time to your knees, hold that plank. And again, curl your toes, lift and hold. And then let's just push ourselves back into a downward facing dog. And then looking towards your hands, walk or jump the feet to the hands, standing forward fold. And from here, feet about hip distance apart, head, chest, and body coming towards those legs, and lengthen those hamstrings, lengthen that back. Bring it together as best as you can. You can rest the hands down on the ground. If that doesn't work, you can take them to your shins. Do what works. Hold it here, nice long, long legs. And then from here, let's come to a half fold. Inhale to a flat back, pull the crown of the head forward, and push the hamstrings back. Exhale, release back to that forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Nice flat back, up to standing we come, all the way up, up, up. And bring the hands down and around to our heart center. And then from here, we're going to come into a figure four. So instead of a tree with our legs, we're going to take the right leg and cross it over the left. Above that knee is ideal. If you'd like, you can go below. If you need a kickstand, you can take that kickstand. So come into a figure four. And then we're going to bend into that left knee. So instead of our traditional tree with that foot pushing into the inside of the thighs, just crossed over the top. So bend into that left knee if you need help with balance. A bare wall or a big piece of furniture you could stand in front of to help with your balance. Just coming into a figure four chair squat. So we're just bending into that knee. One more breath. And then we're going to bring ourselves up, but as we do, we're going to release that right leg and cross it over the left. We're going to fold forward, so we're going to inhale up, exhale, fold it forward. So coming into that forward fold, try to keep those legs long. If you can't get the hands down, you can take them to the legs, or if you have a yoga block or a book, but you can try and bring it all together. If you need to, you can bend the knees a little bit because you might need some balance. And then from here, we're going to walk the hands a little bit over to the right. So the stretches to the outside of the left leg, the leg that's crossed behind. And that IT band, outside the hip to the outside of the knee. And then from here, walk those hands back to center. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, reverse swan dive, making your way up to standing. And bringing the hands down around. And get ready for the other side. So uncross those legs. When you're ready, again, remember in that figure four, crossing that leg over. If you want to pick it up, can come into that figure four, find your balance, and then as you're ready, bend into that right knee. We're in a figure four chair squat, coming, holding here, finding a place of balance. Again, if you need that help, you can take that toe down, little kickstand, hold it here, chest up, keep breathing. And then from here again, just stand up as you release that leg, cross it over, placing that foot flat on the ground, inhale up, and exhale, fold it forward. And then one leg crossed over the other. Come into that forward fold and then walk the hands over a little bit to the left. And yeah, stretch to the outside of that right leg now. Hold it here. Keep breathing, keep trying to draw that body towards those legs. And then bring it back to center. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms out, flat, flat back, up we come, all the way up to standing, and bringing the hands down around. All right then, as you get uncross, give those legs a little shake. And from here, nice deep breath. And let's go ahead and make our way to a forward fold. Folding forward. Hands down, walk or jump into your plank. Nice strong plank, belly pulled in nice and tight, looking out over the end of the mat or the open fingers. And then from here, slowly, chaturanga, and release down like you're doing a tricep push-up, lift up through your up dog, through the front of the body, tops of the thighs, tops of the feet, and then to your down dog, curl your toes, lift your hips and push back to your downward facing dog. And then from here, let's lift that right leg up behind us. We're gonna bend the knee and let the heel drop over to the left. So just opening that hip up a little bit. And then we're just gonna extend that leg back behind us. We're gonna bend the knee, swing it forward in between the hands, and come up into a high lunge. So elevate, lift up into your high lunge, bending into both knees. And just reaching those arms long overhead, lifting and lengthening from the hips to the shoulders to the arms. And then from here, we're going to take those hands down beside that right leg. And then from here, we're just going to tap that left knee down to the ground. So just stretching out that hip, just bring that knee down. Little tap. Then extend one more time. And then the next time, we're actually going to lower onto that knee. If you need a little cushion, grab a towel, grab a pillow, grab a blanket, and we're going to come into a low lunge. Now coming into a low lunge. Taking that left hip, tucking it under and forward. Taking a look for those right toes. Make sure you can still see them. You want that right knee either above that ankle or even that knee can be behind. You just don't want that knee pushing out over that ankle. So tucking that left hip, tucking it under. And then from here, we're going to push our body weight back as we do. We're going to straighten out that right leg. And then we're going to fold over that right leg. Giving that right hamstring a little stretch. If you need more, you can point that toe. If you need more than that, you can slide that left leg back into splits. If you can't quite get to the splits, you can support yourself with your hands, or easy if you have 2 yoga blocks, support yourself there. And then from here, we bring that body weight back forward. We're gonna take the hands on the inside of that right leg, and then we're gonna walk ourselves down, coming into lizard. Now, if you wanna make it a little more challenging too, you can elevate that left leg. Take those hips, that left hip into a nice long stretch, also stretching through the inside of that right leg, holding it here. Just walking yourself down onto your forearms if you can, going where you can, doing what works. One more breath here. And from here with a nice tight core, let's go ahead and walk ourselves back up. Let's go ahead and throw that toe. Let's back up into your high lunge, and then to warrior 2, open up onto the inside of the back foot and bend into that front knee. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Come here. Take a moment, take a breath, and fold it here. And that warrior staying strong, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And again, taking a look for that at that knee placement. Knee again over the ankle. Just so you know what I'm talking about, you don't want to be pushing that knee out over that ankle because it actually overstretches at that knee joint. Squeeze those shoulder blades. One more breath. And then from here into our side angle. Taking that left arm over that left ear, right arm above the knee, resting on the thigh, right ankle, reaching long, reaching over. Kind of keep that chest open as you take that reach and that length through the side of the body. And if you want to take that left arm somewhere else, you can release that arm down. Totally up to you. But just really make sure first you're feeling that stretch all the way from that left arm to the fingers, all the way down to the outside of the toes. One more breath. And then we're going to release that left arm and that right toe and come into a wide-legged forward fold. So coming into a nice wide-legged forward fold, both toes now pointed the same direction. So making sure you brought those toes and that foot with you and hold it here. Pulling those inner thighs up, holding it here. Alrighty, one more breath. This big inner thigh stretch. And then from here, inhale to a flat back. So coming to a nice flat back, taking your gaze forward, just lifting that head up halfway and still pulling it through those inner thighs. You should be able to keep those hands down right here. Just hold here, pull the crown of the head forward, pull those inner thighs up. One more breath. And then let's just pivot to the right. Take the hands down beside that right foot, send that right leg back behind you to your down dog splits. Angle forward to a three-legged plank. So just come to your three-legged plank and hold. Pull that belly in nice and tight. Lift that body up. Take another deep breath. And then slowly, chaturanga, release to your up dog. And then when you're ready, to that downward facing dog. So coming into that down dog, settling in here, pushing that body weight back into those heels, pushing that chest away from the arms, and just holding your down dog here. Lifting the left leg up behind you, nice and high, your down dog splits. Bend the knee, and again, let the heel drop out. Over to the right, again, just opening up that hip for a moment here. I'm gonna bring that leg, extend it back up, bend it, swing it forward through the plank, and underneath the body, up to a high lunge. Elevate, bend into those knees. And if you need to wiggle that front foot forward, just wiggle those toes forward. Lift and elevate that chest. Hold it here. And then from here, bring those hands down beside that left foot. And then here again, just trying to tap that right knee to the floor. And if you can't get there, just bend the knee. So just bending and straightening that knee. Again, stretching through that hip. Also too, stretching through that Achilles tendon. You want to stretch the back of the heel maybe. One more time. And then just holding it here. And then lowering down onto that knee to a low lunge. Elevate your body, bring yourself up, lengthen and lift. And again, take a look at your positioning, tucking that right hip under, pushing that right hip forward. And then from here, bringing that body weight back over the hips, straightening that left leg, bringing the arms down and folding over that left leg. So again, stretching the hamstring, maybe more pointed. And again, too, as I said, if you have more flexibility and you want to go to a split, you can take that leg behind you. You can use blocks to help support yourself. Just depends on that flexibility and what your body needs. One more breath. And then from here, bring the body weight forward, back onto that left leg. Hands on the inside of that left leg again into lizard, coming down, walking yourself down onto your forearms. Also too, if you want to challenge, you can elevate that back right leg. It's going to challenge you more because you've got to stabilize. But if you just want to settle into your stretch, you just hold it here. So do what works for you, what works for your body, stretching those hips. It's that right hip flexor, that left hip flexor also, inner more of that inner groin area on that left leg. And down, going wherever you can, just depends. If you get to your forearms, great. If not, just go where you can. One more nice deep breath. And then from here, bring it up, walk it back, curl that back toe, elevate up into your high lunge. Into your warrior two, drop onto the inside of the back foot, open up the arms, open up that right hip, and into that left knee. Holding it here. If you can, taking a look at yourself in your camera to see where the arms are, trying to get them pretty much level with each other from shoulder to shoulder. One more breath. And then into that side angle. Left arm above that left knee, right arm reaches, and again, take that length, take that reach all the way down through the outside of the right toes. Keep that chest open. Keep it spinning back. Reaching long. One more breath. And then from here again, release that right arm, release that left foot, bringing it forward into that wide-legged forward hold. And then from here, we're just gonna shift the weight over to one side. So a little more inner thigh stretch in that straight leg while the other knee's a little bent. And then we're just gonna shift the stretch to the other side. So stretching those adductors, those inner thigh muscles a little bit more. And then shift over to the other side. If you're not feeling any sort of a stretch in those inner thighs or adductors, take the feet a little wider apart. Again, shift. And another little shift. One more time each side. And then bring it back to equal weight. Come to that flat back. Go ahead and release back down, pivot back to the left, send that left leg back behind you, down dog splits. Come forward to that three-legged plank. Hold that leg, steady and high, belly in, hold and hold. One more breath. And then chaturanga to your up dog. And when you're ready, to your downward facing dog. Bring that down dog, holding it here for a few breaths. Let's relax, just breathe. Stretch through those calves. From here, we're going to lift that right leg up behind us, nice and high, do your down dog splits. Coming into pigeon, so bend the right knee, right wrist, right foot towards the left wrist. Release off that left leg onto the top of that foot. Adjust that right leg as you need. If you can get it to a 90-degree angle, you want to move the lower leg out and up. Just make sure as you do that, once you come back to a nice neutral spine, thinking about the hips as headlights. And both headlights are pointed forward. We're not having one headlight pointed off to the side as we rolled. So keep it forward. If you can, reach back, grab that ankle. Ankle presses into the palm of the hand, stretching that left quadricep. If you can't get to the ankle, you can always just bend the knee. You could use a towel to help assist to wrap around the ankle. If you can, stretching in through the front of the left leg. One more breath. And then let's go ahead and slowly release that leg. And then let's go ahead and walk ourselves down into our pigeon and just come and relax here. So traditionally you would bring the head down. If that's too much, you can always cross the arms, make a pillow for the head. You can also keep the head elevated if that works better for you. So just go wherever you can. Coming into an intense stretch for that right hip and that right leg. Might feel it on the inner thigh, outer thigh, quadricep, buttocks. Might feel in the back. Just depends, but just try and settle in. We'll be here for a bit. Might even feel it in that right foot, that ankle, it just depends. Get yourself situated, find a place where you feel something. If you don't feel something, adjust that leg. And again, maybe you're more flexible than you know. Maybe you need to move the lower leg up closer towards being perpendicular to that knee. You need to tuck it in a little bit more. Maybe it's a little too intense. Just feel it's needed. Just breathe. Just give me 2 more nice deep breaths here, right here. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time, nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly lift the head up. It's going to be down there for a little bit. Slowly lift the head up, walk the arms back, take the hands down underneath the shoulder, curl the left toe, send that right leg back behind you to your down dog splits. Bend the knee and again, let it drop over to the left, little opening for the hip the other way. And then release that leg, put that foot down in your down dog, come forward to a plank through that plank, but slowly chaturanga, release up dog, really lift through the front of the bodies, even stretching the hip flexors here, and then to your down dog. Curl your toes, push back. Take a few breaths before we go to the other side. When you're ready, lift the other leg up, on that left leg, to your down dog splits, bend the knee, and again, left knee, left wrist, foot towards the right wrist. If you need to adjust, find that place that works for you. If you can, reach back, grab the right ankle with the right hand. Also too, if you've got good hip flexibility here, you can reach that left arm back. You can wrap that right foot. You gotta have good quad flexibility too. Around that right, into the crook of the right arm. Yeah. Try it if you'd like. If not, just stay here with me. Bring that heel in as best as you can. 1 more breath. And then slowly release it. Don't let it flop back like a dead fish. Let it slowly go back gracefully. And then let's walk ourselves down. And again, settle into your pigeon. As you know, you'll be here for a bit. So just try and settle in. If your mind starts to tiptoe away, bring yourself back to your breath. Try to keep our mind present with our bodies. And again, if you need to adjust. And now that you've settled in, try and lengthen and deepen those breaths. Maybe one side feels a little different than the other. Maybe feeling stretches and the intensity a little bit different. Maybe feeling the release in different places. But just leaning into it, absorbing it. Again, 2 more nice deep breaths right here. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. And slowly take the head up a little bit at a time. Walk yourself back to your hands underneath the shoulders. When you're ready, curl your toe, lift that left leg, and bend that knee, and let's let it open up to the other side. Stretching that hip, we got open and closed stretch. We were more of a closed stretch and pigeon, now opening up that hip. And then bringing that foot back down into your down dog. Come forward to your plank, through your plank, chaturanga, and then up dog to your down dog. Holding here in your down dog. One more breath. And then we're going to come forward to a plank. So come to our plank and we'll start on our knees. So come to a knee plank and then we're just going to go into a moving plank. We're going to go forearm, forearm, palm, palm. And then trying to alternate the sides you go down on and the side you come up on. And then coming back to a plank and holding, and if you like, you can try that on your toes. Again, forearm, forearm, palm, palm. So just moving a little bit, engaging that core, belly in. Again, if you need to, you can go to your knees to continue. It's really up to you. But if you can, from your toes, continue one more time. Once you get to a plank, anywhere, forearms or your hands, hold. If you need to modify again, go to your knees. But if you can, just hold your plank. One more breath. And then to a child's pose. So let's release, sit back into a child's pose. And then just release the arms, roll the wrists. Core work there and that walking plank. And then from here, release the arms, release, and just take the arms and really reach them forward, palms down, and take that stretch through the upper back. And then release the arms behind you one at a time, palm up. If you do have any issues with neck stability, we recommend that you just keep the hands beside the head. But if you can, take the arms back, palms up. And then one at a time, bring the hands back beside your head. And again, very slowly, just lift the head up a little bit. Lift the head a little bit more. And then from here, you can either cross the feet, sit back, or you can swing those legs around. Make sure you've got some room. We're gonna make our way down onto the ground for a few bridges. So go ahead and work the belly a lot. So engage the buttocks too, but in the back. But here, coming into a bridge. Hands down, feet on the floor, feet on the ground, underneath the knees. And then we're just gonna articulate and lift one vertebrae at a time up off the ground. Squeezing those inner thighs together, just lifting that pelvis up towards the ceiling. Hold it here. And keeping those inner thighs squeezed together. And then from here, slowly lower down. Next time we're going to come into a one-legged bridge. So we're just going to extend the right leg up to start. Actually start with the right leg crossed over the left in that figure 4 we started with, but we're going to lift that up with that left leg. So into your bridge, and then if you can, lift that right leg up. So it's going to be a little more intense with that lever a little bit longer. So if you need to keep it crossed, you can keep it crossed in that bridge, but squeeze that left butt cheek, that left leg, wherever you are, hold it here, hold and hold. One more breath. And then slowly release it down. Place that right foot down. Again, start in that figure 4, cross it over. And then as you can, lift yourself up into the bridge. And then as you can, lift that left leg up. A little higher if you can. One more breath. And then slowly release down. And then one more time with both feet planted firmly on the ground. Lift yourself up into your bridge. Hold it here. And then take the arms overhead with the palms up. So just taking the arms overhead. And we're just going to move the arms. We're still holding up in bridge. Palms down beside you and then arms overhead. So just moving the arms in your bridge. And then bringing the arms up overhead. Hold it here. One more breath. And then slowly releasing ourselves down. Now, unless you have any neck issues and you have neck stability issues, I wouldn't recommend coming into plow. But if you want to bring yourself into plow, you can go ahead and bring those knees up and lift those legs up over your head. You can let those toes come over, let them rest on the ground behind you. You can hold your hands at your back. You can take the arms down. But again, if there's any neck stability issues, I wouldn't recommend coming here. I would recommend going into a bridge again. You can also bend the knees Do whatever works. And that low back, a nice big stretch. Again, doing what works for you. If plow's not your thing too, a shoulder stand can work. Just coming here if you want to alternate splits with those legs. Do what you want. Do what you need. And then coming out of it from here, if you are in your plow, you'll just bend your knees and you'll slowly roll yourself down and back. And then just take those legs down, arms out overhead. And let's just take that body and stretch it while it's all placed nice, flat and firmly on the earth. Just reach, point, and stretch. And then from here, bring those knees in. Just hold and give it some circles from side to sides. Release that low back. If you're circling, make sure you circle both ways. And next up, we'll make our way into our final posture. Some people's favorite, corpse pose for Shavasana. If you're not comfortable in corpse pose, find anywhere that you are comfortable to come. But traditional corpse pose, lying here on your back with the palms up and arms by your side and the legs relaxed. Just find a place where you can just take a few minutes to close your eyes. Take a few minutes to bring your focus to the peace and the quiet that's surrounding you. And just let yourself absorb that peace and that quiet, and just let that mind and that body be free. Keep your eyes closed and continue to breathe. And slowly bringing some awareness into that body. You can move those fingers, toes, hands, feet, arms, legs, circles, head side. Even that head can go side to side. And then when you're ready, rolling over onto the side of your choice. Remaining here for a moment. Anyone who's pregnant should go left. Everybody else choose a side. It's not selfish to love yourself, take care of yourself, and to make your happiness a priority. It's necessary. It's not selfish to love yourself, take care of yourself, and to make your happiness a priority. It's necessary. And that's a quote from Mandy Hale. When you're ready, use your outside arm, push yourself back up to your place of beginning, back where we began this journey of self-care. And I hope this is what you needed today. And I hope you guys all have a good week. We'll see you next week. Namaste.